We're not doing it right. Please feel free. I'm expecting interjection. Like, out of respect for you, I'm gonna not go to your, like, I'm not gonna go to wherever the fuck you are, ask you what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's weird. Specifically look up people rambling and you'll find it, and it's fine. It's different when you stick your face in someone's life. Is the court system right now with family law. Like, these judges just come in here and they feel like that, dude. They feel like they can just stick their little papers in your life. Hey, by the way, you can't discriminate against me solely based on my drug preference. It's supposed to be for country. No, it's not. You might as well put me in a jail cell right now for no reason. At least it just doesn't, right? There's nothing. There's no law if it's not upheld. If we fly off into space, there is no gravity. Sorry, that's not how it works. But we're not flying off into space because there is gravity. And there are laws of physics at work. Yet, man-made laws seem to have a lot of flaws in them. We need a system, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to quote the Bible, and the Bible, like, all my Bible people are going to be, like, mad. Like, oh, who do you think you are? Hold on. Okay, so the holiest thing, like, did God not say about Solomon, when Solomon preached or whatever, when he prayed to God about, like, his power, and then God gave him his power, right? He was like, oh, since you want to govern your people, like, that's what you choose to do. He didn't look for someone that was, like, high and mighty and, like, lived on a hilltop and, like, in a little cabin. Like, he didn't care. God didn't care about all that. He just wanted somebody to want to do it, to have the freedom and liberty. Okay? And then Solomon did that shit. And then he was like, okay, God, like, I don't even want all these women and whatever. I want wisdom, right? And then he gave him that. He gave him the wisdom and he gave him the other things, right? He gave him the women and he gave him the popularity and all that. It was all for what? Because God was wanting to reward him for doing what he loved, right? Which was to govern his people, the people of Israel. And so, whatever, Solomon messed that up eventually, of course, because that's what we do. Humans, we mess things up. But my point is that was supposed to be the mightiest of, like, all gifts from God, was, like, the gift of all-knowing wisdom, right? And yet, look at today. I'm not saying we're doing education system wrong. I'm saying, where are people's minds at when they don't even recognize how important it is to maintain the wisdom that we have and to be able to pass it on to the children as young as, like, I'm serious, like, 5 years. If you're waiting until your kid's in school to teach them things, you're doing it wrong. I have spent most of my life trying to unlearn something. Okay? Sorry, this is hard. I don't even know. It's hard to put words to the feeling sometimes. Okay, so I've spent the greater part of my life trying to unlearn some shit I learned before I was 5, and I don't even know how to explain that shit. Like, there are no words, right? It's probably easier to learn without language. You know, most people are, like, visual auditory learners. There's, like, tone in language, like, the difference, but it's the same thing if you look at, like if you don't look at it as, like, auditory or visual, but as emotional, as, like, that sound invokes a feeling, and that picture reminds you of another feeling, and, like, it's the same feeling, right? Auditory, visual, but it's like you describe it as something else, right? You describe it as, like, what I'm seeing. It's not what you're seeing. You learn through what you feel, right? If you feel like something's never going to serve you in the future, you're probably not going to pay attention to it. Not going to learn shit, right? But if you're getting training for a job that you're going to start tomorrow, you're probably going to pay really good attention. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not, right? It invokes a feeling still. It's there. It's neurotransmitters firing. I don't even know. Okay, I don't know how to explain this part, but like, if you actually, like, are honest with yourself and you look at the system, like, that we have, it's all these different systems, right? Institutions. Like, the Bible says this says that about institutions too. It says they shouldn't be governed, they shouldn't be privately owned, we shouldn't have, like, these private houses. There should only be basically, like how we have corporations right now. Like, instead of McDonald's, an institution that is built for food, for people to have healthy and clean food and food that they like. Your favorite thing to eat in your life, let's say that you want Red Lobster like every day of your life. McDonald's would have Red Lobster. Like, they would have everything that you could ask for. And these institutions would be everywhere, right? But they wouldn't be privately owned by anybody. There would be no CEOs. There would be no shareholders. Any profits would only go back to supporting the institution and its healthy management. So that doesn't allow for demands. Do they call it demands in English? I don't know what to call it. It doesn't allow for people to sue other people over spilling a cup of coffee. They would, it would have been like, oh my God, like, it's hot. Like, do you feel it? Are you stupid? Like, send the stupid people to the stupid places, and then send the people that maybe they just need a break because they're tired and they're working overtime because they didn't learn something by the time they were 5. Right? Like, it should never have to be like that, ever in your life. Like, it doesn't matter. But we have the opportunity to fucking prevent it almost in every way possible. And we have the opportunities every day, right? We're not doing it. Solomon did it for a little while, but even he couldn't finish doing it. We're not doing it. I don't know how to say it. Like, I want to say that so that people hear it and like see it, but then they also feel it. And they feel it. We're not doing it right. It's gonna be bad.